right, welcome back to Cooking with Chef Neek. So today we're going to be making some honey garlic chicken tenderloins. Here are the seasonings that I've used on this chicken tenderloin. You are going to need some olive oil or butter, whichever one that you prefer. You're going to need some minced garlic, or if you have whole garlic, maybe you want to cut it up. You are going to need apple cider vinegar, some honey, soy sauce, and of course, white vinegar. So the white vinegar is to clean your poultry. I always clean my poultry before I season it. That's how my mom always taught me. So I pre-seasoned the chicken tenderloins that I actually bought from Walmart this morning. As you can see, they've been sitting in the fridge since this afternoon. Also, I put a cup of flour because you're gonna need some flour in a bowl. I did season my flour, black pepper, salt. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. All right, so I have my pan here. I have it on medium heat. You might see the smoke. It's on medium heat. I poured in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This is the olive oil that I use. This is from Walmart, light tasting, as you can see. Now I have my flour here. As you can see, I'm starting to coat a piece of chicken with the flour. And so we're going to dip that into the pan, like so. Okay. I have my tongs. You can use tongs or you can use your hands. I don't want to get my hands messed up because I have nails on, so that wouldn't be too good. So again, you want to coat your chicken. Again, your stove is on a medium heat. And shake that chicken off. And you want to cook those tenderloins. Make sure the tenderloins don't take too long to cook because, as you can see, they're not too good. So I'm going to coat all these pieces and put them in the pan so they can cook. In about 3 to 5 minutes before I flip them over on the side. And let's see how many I can fit in my pan. Alright, so as you can see, I did switch pans. That silver pan was burning my grease. And that's what we don't want because it was starting to smell like something was burning. So I switched pans, and as you can see, I'm getting brown tenderloins, like I like them. Once you get them brown, get you a pan or a bowl and just set them to the side because the next step is we're going to do our sauce. So when it comes to using either oil or butter, remember I told you guys that I use 2 tablespoons of oil. So with the butter, you're gonna need 3 tablespoons of butter, but you're only gonna use 2 when you're making the chicken in the pan because you're gonna leave 1 tablespoon for when you add it back to the pan to put the garlic in. So this is where the sauce comes from. This is the honey garlic, of course, a teaspoon of minced garlic. I used 1 cup of soy sauce, half a cup of honey, and poured it in a bowl. And then I used 1 tablespoon of this apple cider vinegar here, and I poured it in there and I just stirred it around. So once your last piece of chicken is finished cooking, you are going to put that 1 tablespoon of butter that you had left over, and you're gonna melt it in the pan and throw in the minced garlic and let that simmer. Alright, so again, if you're using that 1 tablespoon of butter that you have left over, you're going to put it in your pan. If you use the olive oil, as you can see, I still have some oil left in my pan. So I'm going to use this leftover oil. I'm going to take 1 teaspoon of minced garlic and just let that cook. I'm gonna let that simmer for maybe about a minute, and then I'm gonna add the sauce. Okay, so my minced garlic is cooking, it's browning. I'm gonna go ahead and pour in that honey and soy sauce and the apple cider vinegar mix. And I'm gonna let that thicken for maybe about 2 to 3 minutes. Again, your stove is still going to be on medium heat. And I know you guys are probably wondering what I'm going to prepare this delicious dish with. So of course I have my broccoli florets, as you can see, from Walmart. So I'm gonna pair this dish with some broccoli. Some steamed broccoli. I'm gonna put it on the stove. I have my water going already on medium heat. Again, we're gonna give this sauce about 2 to 3 minutes. Let it thicken. You want thick sauce, not watery. Now, if it gets too thick, then that is when you'll add some water, so you can loosen it up. So again, if it gets too thick, if you don't like it too thick, just add some water in there to loosen it up. Okay, but I like it thick, so I'm gonna have it cook maybe 2 to 3 minutes and then check on it and see. And then let me go ahead and add some black pepper to it. Again, it's on medium heat. You can see it, it's boiling, Remember to stir occasionally. You don't want the sauce to get to stick into the bottom of your pan. And it smells so good, you guys. The aroma, this smells great. I'm telling you, the honey, the soy sauce, you have like a sweet, tangy taste. And there's another dish that I do make, but I don't make it a lot, and it's honey soy chicken. So with that, I use chicken thighs. Now with this dish, I know I use some tenderloins. You can use whatever poultry that you desire. So if you want chicken thighs, go ahead. Chicken breasts, chicken legs, wings, whatever you desire. I chose tenderloins. I was gonna get some breasts, then I was like, let me try some tenderloins. Because with the chicken breasts, you'll actually have to cut them in half because they're so thick. Chicken breasts are thick. So with the I didn't want to do all that extra work, honestly. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So this is wonderful. Smells good. You can smell the honey, the soy sauce, the apple cider vinegar. It's wonderful. So just so you guys can get a closer look at what it looks like, this is what it looks like. And again, get that sauce to thicken. As you can see, I have my water going for my broccoli. I'm gonna put the broccoli in there, put some salt, throw some butter in there, and get that going. This is gonna be wonderful. Okay, so I let my sauce cook. That was about 3 minutes. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and add back the chicken tenders. I got rid of the tongs, so sorry, my hands are clean though. My hands are clean. So I added back the chicken tenders. I'm gonna get a spoon and I'm gonna get to tossing some sauce. So it's kind of like, you know, like sesame chicken, kind of, if you really think about it. Like some Chinese sesame chicken. So I'm adding, so I added the chicken back to the pan. So I do apologize, guys, if you hear that voice in the background. That's my son. He is playing his video game. I do apologize about that. I'm trying to be as loud as possible, and I keep telling him to calm it down. Okay, so I'm just taking some sauce and just pouring it over the chicken. I want to soak the chicken in the sauce. So I'm gonna let this cook on here for maybe about 5 to 10 minutes. I really want this sauce to seep into the chicken so it can be juicy, flavorful. So that's what I'm doing right now. So about 5 minutes. Again, this is still on medium heat, just so you guys know. It is still on medium heat. 5 minutes, however many minutes you desire. Again, I'm gonna let it sit for 5 minutes and then I'll let you guys see the finishing touch. So here's a better view before everything is finished and plated. So as you can see, it's nice and brown. The sauce is starting to thicken. So that's why I said I'm gonna let it cook for maybe like 5 to 10 minutes and then we'll plate it. By then, the broccoli should be done. I'm gonna add the salt and butter. All right, so this is what the finishing touch looks like. Let me just show you guys the pan. So I have to show you the thickness of this sauce. So you can see it's not runny at all. It's pretty thick. Okay, and again, this is the finishing touch. I added some sauce on top of the meat and my broccoli. And don't forget, you guys, to subscribe. Click the bell for your notifications. Again, this is the honey garlic chicken with steamed broccoli, and I am Chef Neat Neat.